What's up, guys? Cody here today, and I've got a Leona game. So this is technically this is technically a ranked game, okay? Um, but it's the stupid flex queue, so I'm gonna say a few words about that. But to start with, I don't know what the hell's going on here. Yeah, we got a Nautilus flash. Then we made Caitlyn starter E, and then Misfortune just randomly flashed. Um, so, first off, why is there only flex queue? I mean, I get that right. I was like, oh, we want a flex and solo queue, but honestly, flex queue is just flex queue is just dynamic queue, with the exception that it's got a different name now, and you can't play with parties of 4. Reasons why they have that is because they want you to have they want flex and solo queue. So they were like, okay, parties of 4 isn't really gonna work out. Okay. Tried this last season. No one wanted it because it doesn't work. So like, you know, I got up today. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play in the new season. I'm gonna you know, climb in the preseason. That way it's not so bad when I get to next season, okay? Nah. Nah. Nah, we're just not having solo queue. So, I mean, it's a completely whole different ladder and everything. So, that's cool. Yeah. This was probably my 6th or 7th game of the day on here, and I found out that Leona's pretty broken right now. So for my mastery of this game, I'm running Courage of the Colossus. Really meant to be running on the Stone, but you'll see how OP Courage of the Colossus kind of is. However, you're gonna notice that I keep Eing to try to get to Caitlyn, but she's always just out of range because it's a freaking Caitlyn. But I have a really good understanding of the masteries, or at least I feel like I do. So, Bond of Stone for your tank supports is still what you should be going. Courage of the Colossus is decent, but not really. Bond of Stone is so much better, especially when you add in the new Knight's Vow. Because you're taking damage for nearby eyes with Bond of Stone, now you're taking it with the Knight's Vow, and it's just so ridiculous. You can add in the fact that if you can get Knight's Vow onto a bruiser in Teamfights, you're never dying as a tank, so if that bruiser you know, can stay alive, which they should, because you should have Bond of Stone plus Knight's Vow. A lot of other things going on to help them stay alive for as long as possible. And we're gonna see that with Alawi this game. The game is gonna get a little bit long though, but it ends up, being pretty fun at the end of the day. But yeah, Courage of the Colossus, really not what you should go. But it is a really OP mastery for tank junglers and potentially take top laners, but not so much. This is funny here. So I get the Nautilus here, and then the Scion is trying to back. So I go to get him. I bait him so hard here. And bam! Get a kill. Get a double kill because they're a bunch of freaking idiots. So, what I'm rushing this game is I rushed a Sight Zone, I rushed Targans, and now I'm rushing a Knight's Vow. You also see the chat's kind of showing up, but there's something wrong with the AI. Or the chat message is AI or something like that. This game's gonna go kind of long because our Evelyn is shit, and our mid laner is shit, although he won't admit it at all this game. Our top laner is not bad, but not decent with C's that keeps going. I have a good start though on 2-0-1. However, Misfortune's building a Ghost Blade, which is not what you should be building anymore in ADC. That's a terrible item to be building in ADC right now. Because it doesn't... It only gives movement speed and lethality. It's silly. You don't need it. Excuse me. But... should really be building the Dustblade though. On anybody that's not an auto attack reliant ADC, you need Dustblade. Also, the Misfortune had Thunderlords too, so that was silly. Oops. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. But, Misfortune can actually run Fervor now if she wanted to, through Keystones, because Fervor works a lot better for her. However, I feel like people are still going to be running Deathfire just because. But yeah, you should really be building Dustblade. If you haven't seen my little short 30-second clip of me as Draven with the new Dustblade, it's ridiculously broken. To the point where I was two-shotting the ADC. And I know it can get really, really bad. With like I think I saw someone playing Vayne, where they literally one-shot the enemy ADC. Literally one-shot them. Which you should not be able to do at all. But yeah, I've kind of mentioned Leona's OP, but I don't think I've really mentioned why. Aside from the fact of mentioning masteries and items. So the new item, Night Vow, is ridiculously OP on Leona, okay? Also, the new masteries for Fearless, that's what it's called. Fearless is like tier 4 in Resolve. Gives you 10% extra armor and MR, along with more on top of that as well. So that's pretty broken because, yeah. Bond of Stone is pretty good, but Purge of the Colossus is just ridiculously broken. The shield on that is huge. So huge. Because it's percent health. So that's ridiculous. And just everything is so ridiculously broken right now. Knight's Vow is broken just because whoever you're linked to just really won't die. Especially if they're a bruiser like Alawi who has lifesteal. I think, yeah, Alawi. I mean, she wasn't building like a death stance or anything this game, but no, she heals off her tentacles. Also, add on top of that, that Knight's Vow makes it so that whenever they deal damage, you get health. So you're never dying either, so that's, you know, just a wee bit broken. Yeah. We get to the tank meta. So, add on top of that, I think it's called Unyielding. Tier 1 and Resolve. That's just broken. With all the other changes. Just like all of these things combined are just completely broken. All of these things combined are just ridiculously broken. So yeah, tanks are in. I know we got the new assassins, but really it's just Rengar, Kha'Zix, and Talon that are the only good ones. Everyone else is just kind of whatever. Which, by the way, Rengar is broken. Permaban him because his ultimate is broken. Just everything about him is ridiculously broken. Don't let people play Rengar. It is super broken. And there's pretty much zero counterplay to it. Talon isn't as bad as what people are making it out to be, just because the cooldown on his jump is actually a long time. But walls he can jump over again. It takes a whole 2 minutes and 40 seconds for him to jump over the same wall again. So that's, you know, it's 160 seconds, almost 3 minutes, to jump over the same wall. So it's actually relatively balanced, especially since you're not putting points into. And yeah, just Rengar can easily one-shot anybody. You'll never know where he is because his alt vision thing is pretty much a third of the map. And Kha'Zix is just really strong with the new item, more so than anything. But yeah. So, if you've noticed, I've only died twice so far, and I'm just literally unstoppable pretty much at this point. You see, I'm just diving in and pretty much crushing everyone. Part of it has to do with that Leona's, you know, already decently good. The other part of this has to do with the fact that tanks are in, and you just can't kill them at all. I died here, and my whole team just ends up dying somehow. I wasn't quite sure how, but I ended up getting the blame for it somehow. So yeah, that was great. This amazing bait here, it starts out with me versus 3 of them, and then ends with all of them dying. Well, all 3 of those people. But then, oh yeah, Evelyn gets caught and dies. But Malzahar comes up and he dies, and I don't know where the Shaco is, but he wasn't really anywhere around here, and now me and Alawi are pretty much we're able to kill Scion, and we killed most of their team. Actually, again, we killed the Scion, the Caitlyn, and the I was about to say Tryndamere, Godless. It was for 4 of us, but I mean, not that big. Considering we were low from Baron to start with. You're gonna notice me and Alawi won't die. Especially, you know, if I have Knight's Vow on her, it's done for. Which, I can't tell if I have it on her right now, but I end up just throwing it on people. Go. So we're winning fights and whatnot, left and right. I'll go over a few of my other items this game. I have Locket, just because I want the shield and the stats from it. Shield, I feel like, is still really good during the middle of team fights, so I feel like it's really good on tank support still. And on utility supports, I think it's a bit more of a situational item, but on tanks, I think it's kind of a must-have right now. However, half the time you don't even have to get any MR because right, everyone's like, oh, we want to play the new assassins. So you end up just getting like a frozen or a random to help deal with them. Yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything, so. And I got merch heads this game because I don't like the CEC. Also because for my masteries, I have the one instead of there's the two tier 5, the one that gives you tenacity, or the one that gives you armor and MR based upon how many enemies are around you. And of course, going with the full armor MR thing, I have one that gives me armor and MR. So I have no tenacity from my masteries. So it's kind of even more important that I get. I then went ahead and built a Randuin's this game because Shaco looks like he's building crit at this point in time, and Caitlyn has crit, so anything will help. Malzahar really isn't doing back shit to me, so you're gonna see here how much, like, literally, look at my shield, look at Courage of the Colossus. That was a huge shield. Look how little damage Alawi is taking. Just everything is so ridiculous with Knight's Vow. Actually, Knight's Vow isn't even on her right now. Now that I look at it, I'll end up just throwing Knight's Vow on random people based upon whether or not they're gonna be like if they're taking damage or not. I'll just throw Knight's Vow on them to try to keep them alive. But yeah, now with me having it on Alawi, things get a lot more interesting with Alawi. Alawi with a support that has Knight's Vow is just super brilliant. Just because she heals, she's healing you, you're taking damage for her. Like, Alawi's not gonna die here. It's just so funny. It's so broken too, though. Everything is just so ridiculously broken. And okay, no, it wasn't. There was another point of time where I get out somehow. I don't. Kate somehow dies here. I don't really know how. She decided she was gonna walk back by the wall and dying anyways. Really stupid. But there's gonna be a point of time where I get away by just the skin of my teeth somehow. That ridiculous surprise that it happens, and it could be coming up soon actually, because I think there's a failed attempt. So me and Alawi are fighting a 2v5 right now. We have a Karthus ult to help us, and then everyone slowly comes in afterwards. But it was literally just me and Alawi to start the fight off with, and I mean, Alawi's dead now, but she took a long-ass time to die. And now we start the Great Escape. So I put my W up. I have 100 and I'm getting health back relatively fast, but watch this. Oh, Nautilus, oh, you want to chase me? Oh, yeah, too bad. Just give up, mate. Oh, I got away by just the skin of my teeth. But at the same time, I tanked that freaking Caitlyn ult like a boss. I had so much armor and MR, which is another thing with Leona. She gets more armor and MR from all of her stuff because of her W, which gives her bonus armor and MR when she uses it. So Leo's just broken. Leona is just ridiculously strong right now because you just can't kill her. I really think you should permaban her. But at the same time, there's other champions that are a bit more powerful than her that I'd say watch out for. Rengar and every single thing that was perma-banned last season will be banned this season. And more or stuff like that. Pretty much, it was OP last season, still OP this season. Or at least this preseason. And the only things that are really strong right now are tanks and Rengar and Tal. Oh. Permaban Rengar, don't really worry about banning Talon, except you can ban Talon if you want to. Really consider banning Leona. And yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about everything at this point. And this game is just going on forever. But I mean, we have a useless Evelyn. They have a Shaco who is fed, as I can show you right now. You can see he's 24 and 12, but still useless. And then there's me that is going to end with an 8 KDA by the end of this because I'm going to have so many assists. So yeah. Just pretty ridiculous. I didn't get redemption on Leo. That's mostly because redemption's not really all that great on a support unless they have heals or shields. Just mostly because you don't make use of the passive. You can still get it. It's just I feel like it's not that strong of an item. It's a really good item if you use it at the start of a fight. But if you don't use it at the start of a fight, it's really hard to get off because there's 2.5 second delay on it. You can use it after you die. Once again, as a tank, it's gonna take a while to kill you. So all the more reason why it should be ability support. Right now, my feelings on support itemization right now. If you're a tank support, you better be running Bonastone, you better be getting Knights Out. If you're a utility support, should rush redemption. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Remember to like and subscribe if you did. And see you on the next one. Thanks.